Out here at the Mcneil farm, thought we'd do a little 5 minutes at the Mcneil farm recap, and could go a little longer, could be on time, but yeah, so kicking things off, I guess, you know, with all the craziness going on with COVID last year, we had a lot of downtime, and actually played pretty well with a lot of things that I was actually working on last year. Did some projects with Caterpillar, which was sweet. I was pretty stoked about that, which led into 2021. And I became a Caterpillar brand ambassador, which is a lifelong dream to be working with such an iconic company like Caterpillar. And yeah, as you've probably seen, we've been working on some projects, and one of the really cool projects we worked on was here at the farm. One of my social media things that I had to tick off the box was creating content around the rentals. So my local Quinn dealer brought out a brand new D2 cat dozer with twin slope boards on it. It was pretty amazing, and I got to play around with that, which you'll see in my YouTube. You can check that video out. But we based the whole project around the coming up Nitro Circus Tour. Basically, we had to build a big pad area for the new Nitro airbag, which you'd see on tour with me jumping the moon booter there. And yeah, basically it all played into that. Speaking of Nitro Circus, oh man, it's amazing to be back on tour. Putting a smile on people's faces, getting the fans out of their houses. I mean, they've probably been twiddling their thumbs for a while with all the madness going on, and yeah, it's really cool to be actually back on tour. We're on tour buses, we're flying in and out every weekend. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Stoked to be back on tour. I'm stoked that Nitro Circus was able to put this together this year, and yeah, it's turned out really awesome. I guess, yeah, some other big news. I guess Kelsey and I just had a new baby boy on the 2nd of October. Get out of here, boys. On the 2nd of October, we had a baby boy. His name's Jarryd Mcneil, and I mean, fatherhood's amazing. I don't know how to describe it. All you fathers out there watching this, you would totally understand. And you know, it's awesome to have a baby boy, my first child, and yeah, it's pretty sick. Pretty stoked about that one. He is a little riot. He does keep us up at night, but you know, it's all part of the game. So yeah, moving on. I guess you know, some dudes we've done, you know, this. Everyone thinks of this whole imagination thing and that. I'm living the American dream. This is my American dream here in the backyard. I brought out the steel wrist and started playing around, adding a few more features to the Mcneil farm. Lately we've been getting a lot of rain, so I took the advantage of getting the machine out and moving some dirt around while we have some moisture. We got some moisture pretty early in the season, so yeah, it's turning out to be pretty awesome. Got some more projects here that I want to work on, and it's all looking pretty good. What else have we got? Try to think. Had some boys here lately working on the foam pit stuff. Had my buddy Austin doing the backflip, well, that was yesterday now, and we started him off on the trampoline, BMX bike, 110, and then got him flipping the 45-foot super kicker, so that was pretty amazing. And I guess the last couple of weeks been pretty damn sweet. About the week after Riot was born, I was able to take the weekend off Nitro Circus, and we had the We the People Motorsports Best Whip contest, which was pretty local to me, just about 45 minutes down the road here in Paris, and it was pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. The boys, I mean, we had some young up and coming kids that I hadn't competed against. You know, they had never had that opportunity to go up against like me and Wanky and some of the guys that are in X Games. So it was a really sweet platform to see them out there competing against us, and honestly giving me a run for my money. You know, it was a 20k win for the win, and it was 50k total, so they had a really good payout for the riders, which I honestly hadn't seen anything like that. You know, just speaking on the event, I mean, we had a press conference about 3 days before, which was something in 10 years of being a professional rider here in the US. I haven't been to events like X Games and that. They don't do any of that kind of stuff. So it was really cool to be able to, you know, go up against, like, you know, Gordon was one of the guys, and he was asked questions about what it's going to be like to compete against me and Wanky and some of the other guys, and it was cool to be able to kind of get a feel for those dudes and see where they're at in the sport and how they feel about going up against the X Games medalists. So that was really cool to see Scott and the boys put on the event, making it all happen. Brock Schumacher, those guys put in a lot of effort to make this happen, and it was sick. They had nice pit areas, they had the big fly rig there. It was honestly one of the coolest events I've been a part of. And then a week after my baby boy was born, I was able to come home with the win. I mean, I will say, I did get nervous. I was knocked out by one of the boys on the two-stroke in the first round and got eliminated. I had to go to, not the LCQ, but I had to go to like kind of last chance in a way to work my way back up to get the win. And being knocked out, I mean, that put me under pressure a lot, especially when it's a kid that honestly we'd never really heard of. So that was something that really got my blood boiling, and it put the pressure on, but it was great. It was really awesome. It was cool that I could come back and be in the last 3 finalists with Brock Schumacher and Gordon, and I mean, it was sick. I ended up coming home with the win. Not gonna lie though, those guys definitely gave me a hard time and made me work for that win. So yeah, it all paid off. Came home with 20 grand, which was pretty sweet. And yeah, I mean, other than that, it's been a pretty successful year. I did X Games this year, which was a bit earlier on. Honestly, got my worst result in best whip, a 5th place finish. So it kind of sucked, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I've 11 years of competing at X Games, to not come home on the podium for an event like best whip, or they didn't have step up, which was pretty unfortunate. I hope they pull their shit together and get it back in there, because I'd love to go back and get a 5-peat at step up. But quarter pipe was good. I just got through that one. I'd like to really improve on that event and try better next year, but it's all just confidence. I've had a couple of rough things happen on the quarter pipe that other people haven't, so I've got a bit of a mental barrier there. And like I said, best whip was a 5th place finish, so I definitely had to step things up. It was cool to be able to go and compete at Paris and kind of get that win again. It got me a bit more motivated to get out and actually have a go next year at X Games 22. So now maybe I just got a little bit content with my riding and wasn't pushing myself as much as I used to. I had a few things like a pregnant wife and a lot of things coming up. So now that I've got a kid, a new family, I've got a bit more motivation, changed a few things in my life, and I'm hungry. I'm ready to go back into 22 and give it all I can. So watch out X Games, I'm coming. Hopefully get back on the podium again and maybe come home with a win. That'd be really cool. Yeah, other than that, I mean, got the new 252 stroke Yamaha, the YZ 250 22 model, and I'm telling you now, this thing is a whip machine. Pretty stoked on that bike. It's really cool. I actually had a little bit to do with Yamaha leading up to the, I guess, production or the final thing with that, and I mean, that bike is a weapon, I'll tell you. People are like, oh, has it changed much? I'm telling you now, the bike has changed a lot. With a flatter seat, a different size tank in a different location, different brakes. I mean, the bike's done different suspension settings. Obviously for freestyle we make adjustments to a lot of the different suspensions. So, but as far as a standard bike goes, that bike is a weapon, and I'm stoked to actually be putting it on tour this weekend in Mesa, Arizona, showing the fans what it can do out there, because it's an amazing bike. Yamaha has done a great job with that. And yeah, I guess we've got some rain about, we've got some green grass here at the McNeil farm, some moist dirt. We're coming into winter, so looking forward to that. We finished the Nitro Circus Tour in about 13th or 14th of November, so be able to spend some time with my family, and I guess put some riding in, put some hours on the bikes and get out there on some moist dirt. I'm hoping we're going to get a good winter, because we have an early season right now with a few inches of rain, so we don't normally see that in California. So yeah, looking forward to it. I'm going to enjoy my morning cup of joe, and yeah, peace out guys, have a good one.